Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are revisiting the Star Wars Mission Fleet series as we take a look at the new Mandalorian with the Blurrg and the Remnant Stormtrooper. Okay, so this is a new set that recently came out. Alright, so as you know before, we previously got the Blurrg with Quill, and I believe that was actually it wasn't on a card. I think that might have been actually in a box. But in this case, this 3-pack, we're getting it on a card, which is nice. Reviewing the packaging, it looks great. I love the illustration at the top. As I've stated before, Hasbro has some incredible illustrators working for them. And this is such a beautiful rendering of a very stylized Mando, the Blurrg. And then we have 2 Remnant Stormtroopers here. Looks like they're like battling it out in a canyon. Well, I take it back. There's actually 3. So yeah, this is a fun-looking set. I think the Stormtrooper might be just a simple repaint with some additional battle damage or wear. The Mando figure, I want to say it appears to be just a simple repaint of the previous one, but I won't know that until I actually take it out. Because the previous Mandalorian we got was the Beskar armor one, whereas this Mandalorian, this is how he appears at the beginning of the show before he gets upgraded. And I want to say the Blurrg might be just 100% the same as the previous one we got. And on the back, we're taking a look at everything at full scale. We have the Blurrg. It comes with a rocket launcher, projectile missile. We have the Mandalorian and the Remnant Trooper. As for the play features, you can attach the rocket on the side of the saddle, like so, and the rocket shoots out. Some of the other sets available include Vader's TIE Fighter, Mando with Grogu on the speeder bike, Luke and the X-Wing, and then there's Boba Fett on his backpack flyer. Okay, let's take this out. Alright, first impressions of the toys while they're still in the plastic tray. It's cool. I'm excited to have Mandalorian in that specific armor. But at the same time, this set, it's not like it's anything new. We've gotten the Blurrg before. We have already had a Stormtrooper, and we've already had Mando. But this is nice though, because for the people that really want Mando, in his pre-upgrade armor days, this is a good figure to have. And it doesn't hurt to have an additional Blurrg also, especially if you want to recreate those scenes from the television show. They had more than just one. Or if you want to be crazy and recreate the old Ewok movies like Caravan of Courage and you need a Blurrg for your Ewoks, or, this is the way to go. Well, let's take these out. We have Mando, his pistol, his 2-pronged rifle, we have the Remnant Stormtrooper right here. We have his Trooper Blaster. We got a Blurrg and the rocket and the launcher. Okay. All right, first up, let's take a look at the Remnant Stormtrooper. So this Stormtrooper appears to be the same trooper we've gotten before. The only thing different with it is that it kind of has like the wear and battle damage since it's a Remnant Stormtrooper. So the Remnant Stormtroopers are pretty much troopers post Jedi. So the Empire is kind of on hard times. It's barely hanging on. With the loss of the Emperor. And, this the Stormtroopers especially, they've seen better days. So their armor is looking a little bit worn down. It's a nice figure. Now, if you're not familiar with the articulation on these figures, the head rotates, the arms rotate. They could go out like that. There is no waist swivel. There's no knee articulation, no elbow articulation, but there is wrist swivel. The legs could kick up. And it's cool. This is a cool figure to army build, you know, so it might, I mean, that's an additional reason to get this set. If you need more troopers, this is the way to go. And it's pretty impressive if you could get like a handful of these smaller stormtrooper figures. They look really great when they're grouped together. Up next we have the Blurrg. The Blurrg's more of the same. It's a nice figure for, you know, this size. It's very articulated for being kind of like this bulbous creature. Its mouth opens and closes, which is really, really cool. His arms rotate, and then they also go out. His tail, it's on a ball joint, so it can kind of move around. If this thing feels nice and sturdy also, you know, it's a big heft of plastic. His legs rotate. Now, despite this being a kid's toy, it feels pretty quality. You know, there is a lot of thought put into it. It would have been very easy for Hasbro just to release something that was very static and almost statue-like. But it's cool that they went that extra mile and gave us, you know, an actual creature that's articulated. So even if you're like an older collector, there is things to appreciate about this toy line because they are pretty quality. And like the instructions stated, you can attach the rocket blaster to the side of his saddle. Now, I believe I'm not sure if this is spring-loaded or if it's friction-based. Okay, it's spring-loaded. So you just snap it in until it clicks, and then you press the button, and it shoots out. And if you've purchased a number of Mission Fleet stuff before, chances are you've amassed quite a collection of rocket launchers. So it's easy if you wanted to. You could really like deck this guy out with 2 rocket launchers. So that's great. And if you want to put a figure on it, it's pretty simple. You know, just seat the character and put the legs under the supports, and then you can easily just adjust the hands to fit the handlebars. Now, it would have looked nicer if the figures could actually bend at the knees, but for what this is and for it being a children's toy, I think it gets the job done. It's decent. Alright, let's move on to the Mandalorian. Good old Mando himself. So we've gotten this Mando before, but the one we've gotten before was the Beskar armor one. And I think the two might be identical sculpts. We could take a look at that right now. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, they're identical sculpts. There's nothing really different about them other than the paint job. So this is Mando as he first appears in the series, and here's Mando after he gets his armor upgrade. This was the Mandalorian that came with the Razor Crest, and you can remove the jetpack here. The first release of Mando that came with a speeder bike and also in the 5-pack, I believe he had both the jetpack and also the cape. So this cape could easily unplug. There's a peg and then a socket. And if you had a spare jetpack, you could plug it into here. Even though it's not accurate to the show, just because he doesn't get the jetpack until much later. So this is a cool look with him having the cape, and then he comes with the pronged rifle. Again, this is an accessory you've seen before. This isn't new. And then he has his pistol. Yeah, so it's cool. Alright, so if I had to rate this set numerically on a scale of 1 to 10, my first thought was a 7. And that's a high 7. It's not a 7 in the sense that it's, you know, bad, but we're not treading any new ground here. This is a set of 3 figures that we've already received before. You know, it's nice that we're getting a pre-upgrade armor Mando. And I know there's some people that are actually more partial to this uniform aesthetically than this one. And I kind of fall into that camp. Like for me, I dig the fact that, you know, he's wearing Beskar armor. It makes him a little bit more indestructible. But at the same time, I kind of like this armor just because it feels cobbled together. You know, there's bits and pieces of different things. Like he has like Shore Trooper armor for like the shoulder pad and for like the glove. He has like a Mandalorian chest plate. His helmet is at least Beskar, so he's a little bit well protected at the helm. But the color scheme for me, it feels a little bit more rustic. It feels a little bit more lived in. It defines the character better, in my opinion. You know, when I look at this, it just kind of exemplifies a guy that's just trying to get by in the galaxy. Whereas this one's cool, but this one is more of like Mandalorian, the success story. You know, this is at the point in his career where, you know, he has everyone's respect. He's getting the job done. He can afford, you know, armor upgrades and everything. So this is cool, but at the same time, I just love the aesthetic of this one. I think the color scheme is just a lot better. We've gotten the Blurrg before, but like I said, it doesn't hurt to have at least 2 Blurrgs in your collection, especially if you want to recreate the scenes from the TV show. I love the fact that they took the time out to make this a quality figure and give it some articulation. And it's just fun to play with, to be honest. It's a nice, bulky toy. And Stormtroopers. We can always use more Stormtroopers. I would love it if Hasbro just released a Mission Fleet 5-pack where all it was this Stormtroopers and, you know, they'd give us the different armor pieces, like maybe the pauldron or the backpack or the different weaponry. So yeah, it's a decent set, you know, for the price you pay. Even though these are all kind of re-releases, I do think it's worth the price of admission. Alright, so wrapping this video up, once again, my name is Lou. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, take care of yourself, be safe, and most of all, be happy. Alright, later.